Hi, hi. So we are talking about how to. Last time we did a video about how to set up the chart for the trade. So I'm gonna go through how I usually use it, and then we can go from there to see how you identify the trade and how to use it. Uh, so this one here it's 1 minute. This is your 1 minute. This is your 2 minute. This is your 5, 10, 15, 30. And this is my worksheet. This is my worksheet here. Um, so this is the dashboard, and this is tabs for 5 minutes. This is for 10 minutes. This is for 15 minutes, and this one here is for 30 minutes. So I start by filling this, the gray part. The gray part is the one you have to fill. This one here you don't fill it. Uh, it should have it's protected. So if you try to fill it, it's just gonna give you an error. So over here it tells you use control double column, then space, and then use control and shift and double column. So today's date it's control double column. It gives me that if I do space control shift double column also, it gives me the time of the day. This is important because if you're trying to, I'm gonna format this so like it can show the time of the day. So this is important because if you're trying to come back and look at uh, what the market you want to look at, see exactly what time the market was when you are doing the analysis. So I come back here. This is my 30 minutes. I start with 30 minutes. I come over here. So I'm looking basically to see what the chart is telling me. The first column, it asks you the color of candles. I can see they're in a cell and they are red. That's where the sell occurred, and these were the sell occurred, but they are red. The candles are red. So that's what it is. That's all what it's asking. But you can see this move started. This move started when? Started at 3 p.m. Almost 4 p.m. That's when the move started. This is your 50. This is your 50 MA. So most of the time comes to 50 MA, there are some issues. So we're gonna see whether tomorrow morning whether this move will go back up. So that's the first thing it asks you about that. It asks me the background, the chart background. This is red. If you come here, this is what it's asking. That's red. This is green, and in between here, it takes the color of the chart. If your chart is dark, it's gonna be dark. That's what it is. It's asking green, but what we have right now is red. So it's red, and then it's asking me options on what was the last, what was the last, what was the last signal. This is put. Put was triggered. If you come here to your 30 minutes, this way it triggered put. That's where the put was triggered. And since that time we were in the put mode. So that's why it was triggered. And then it comes the big arrows. Those are your big arrows. Just hold on. This is what it's asking. What color is it? It is red, and these greens at the bottom. So that's what it's asking. You come, it's red. RSI, where it's the RSI. So this is the RSI. And remember, yesterday we went through this. Maybe I need to update this. Just hold on. I'm using a node chart. That's why it still have that RSI. Remove the table. So that's the new one. So this one here, remember we talked about this one here. This green here, that's your bull territory. This is your neutral area. This is bear territory, and this is oversold, overbought. Right now, if you look here, you'll see it's in the bear territory. It just came out from oversold, so it's just got to the bear territory. So we're just gonna say it's in the bear territory. But it's also important. I just want you guys to note when it's entering oversold or coming out of oversold, it has these triangles just to let you know it's entering in or exiting oversold area. But also remember, when it's in oversold area, it's ask you to look at the trade strength. The same thing over here, and the same thing it tells you whether it's a multi-time frame oversold or not. But those are the things we were talking, like you have to go in here and select the time frames you want them to select the time frame that you want it to monitor for oversold or overbought. So we are done. We're basically done with and this here. We don't have high risk. There's no high risk identified here. So I'll come here and say no. So once we are done with this, it's just telling me it's gonna do analysis of this, and it's just gonna tell me what it is. So it's just telling me I have to look for short entry. I have to look for there's no high risk, and because everything matched here, it's considered as a strong bearish momentum detected. Don't use this. I'm still working on that. That's why it's in red. But you know, you do have options. I'll have to point out the background most of the time. It's not always aligning. And what happened is sometimes the background will not be aligning. But the thing is, when it does not align with the candles, that means there's divergence. You still can trade it or not, but it's up to you to decide what you want to do. But you can choose not to include it here. So this one here gives you the options to choose what to include when you're trying to do the trade. Most of the time, 30 minutes, I do not include the background because sometimes it's green. But even if it's green, no, sometimes it's green. But even if it's green, you can still, but you know it's a high risk. So if I say I want to include this one here, then it's gonna tell me uh, one or more conditions not meant for trade identification. So we'll have to monitor it. That's what it's just saying. And then here it will tell you bullish divergences was detected because this is green and we're in bearish in down trend. But right now it's red. So that's how it is. So yeah, I do that for 30 minutes and I finish my tab. But you have to be careful when you do that because we know this trade started here. That was 3 p.m. and right now it's almost 9. It's almost 10 o'clock. So this is what you have to be very careful because you see the candles are getting small. This is 50 MA, and you can see this ribbon is curving like that. So this move might be, it's not might be, it's extended. Wow, normally you expect a pullback and then go, but we'll see. So we're done in 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna remove this one here. Just gonna remove that one there. I don't want those writings drawings to show on the other side. Let me remove these. Let me remove these. Let me do that. Let me save that. And we go back. So we are done with 30 minutes. We go to 15 minutes. So this is 15 minutes. Now we come here. I need to change the RSI also. This is still the old RSI. Remove this. Remove this. And we're good. So we are here. So we're done with 30 minutes. We go to 15 minutes. 17. Control dash. So it requires you to put the date, otherwise it's not gonna show anything here. So even if you don't put the date, it's not gonna show anything. I'll show you. Let's do 15 minutes. 15 minutes. What can we do? We can see here we have the green. These are yellowish. These are call. These are put here. So the last one actually is a put, not a call. So this is the last one. The background here, it's in transition. We don't, it's yellow, mostly it's yellowish. It has this, it has these triangles here, but we haven't updated these. So the first one is yellowish. Here it's in transitions. Option zone, it's put. Big arrows, we say there's yeah, it's green. RSI, you look at RSI, it's in the bear territory. You can see it here. You can see it here. That's your bearish territory. So we come here, it's in bearish territory, and high risk, no high risk. So we are done with this. But as I said, you have to put the date for it because over here right now it's empty. You have to put the date. You put the date, and it's telling you there's no clear signal, there's no high risk. What did I do? And you can see this, you cannot tell which way. It's still trying to decide. It's still trying to decide which side they wanna go. 15 minutes, they wanna go. This is your view up. This is your view up, this is your 50. Most likely it's gonna come consolidate here, try to break this. If it's gonna go down, it's go down, but we don't know. We don't know that for sure. So we're done with this. We're done with 15 minutes, but 15 minutes it's telling us we need to monitor. There is there's no clear directions. So we go to 10 minutes. 10 minutes we have to enter the date. Control, double column. This is we're done with this. Yes, we go here to 10 minutes also. Have to do the same, but have to do the same with RSI. I'm using an old chart. Remove the date. The table, sorry. So we do that. Do that. RSI is in the RSI is still in the bear territory though. So that's what we're gonna do. RSI here. This is in bear territory. The big arrows. The last one is this one here. The last one here is green. This one here, there's a cell here, but this is red, yellow, red. There's a cell here. There's a cell here. If I remove this one here, you can see it well. Where is it? Where are you? That's the cell. So you can see it there. So sometimes it's overlap, but you get used to it. Background is transitions. It's in transition. Options, call, is it a call or a put? The last one was a put. But this is also showing me there's a possibility for a call, but right now the last one was a put. We do put. High risk. Yeah, it's somehow just came out from high risk. You can see this is a high risk. The bluish just came out of it, so it's no. And still it's giving me the same thing. No clear signal. One or more condition is not, it's not met. So we're done with 10 minutes. We go to 5 minutes. Did we? Yeah, we go to 5 minutes now. Put the date. This is your 5 minutes. Let me just remove these drawings. Yeah, remove these. Remove these. Yeah, so go back to 5 minutes. So this is your 5 minute. You can see 5 minutes it's in a high risk area. That's your blue rectangle. So it's telling you it's in a high risk area. But in any case, we still have to do it. It's in a high risk area, yes. And then it's buy and green. So it's buy and green. The background is green. This is what we're talking about. The background, it's that background. Where are you? This one here, where the candles are right now. It's green. And this is your call. So options, it's call. Big arrow, it's green. RSI, RSI. So it's in the neutral, the gray area, that's the neutral. So it's in neutral. So the same thing is telling us there's no clear, there's no clear signal. So right now, and you can see you cannot trade with this. So right now we're just gonna go back to our DNs. Just hold on, go back here. Let me just remove these drawings. So this is telling us we're in high risk. As you can see, I don't know whether you can see the 10 minutes is still in high risk. I thought it was coming out, but you can see these rectangles. There's some bluish there rectangles. That means it's still in high risk. And we talked about this. We talked about you really I don't like trading when it's in high risk. You you can make a lot of money, but at the same time, the chances of losing your money are more. That's why it's called high risk. And I said you can come here, you can read this. This is how to trade with high risk. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this, cut this, and put it here. Just hold on. I'm gonna put it here. That's the just hold on. I'm gonna do this, cut, copy, put it here, and then I come here, insert, wait, insert. How did we used to do this? Insert link. And then I come here, copy. So I'm gonna insert here. Yeah, so it's there. So once you get this worksheet, you can just control click or just click it. It's gonna bring you straight to the high risk explanation, and you can read it and see what works for you. So we cannot trade right now, and if you go to it here, you can see why. This is your 250 SMA. I think you guys, I told you about this 250 SMA. So the market is just trying to decide which way it's gonna go. So it goes up, we're bullish. It goes down, we're bearish. But as long as we're in high risk, really don't really like you still can make good money, but it's very high risk. The other thing you can tell by this one here, and we can talk about this one here at some point. So this one here, it's mixed. This is bullish, this is bearish, this is bullish. But also note here, strong, weak, strong, weak, strong. So this one here usually goes like this. Bulls goes up, bears goes up, down, and here bulls goes up. So it's up, 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 down, up. So when you're trading with this, you just know like that. It's up, down, up. If all this is green, Like today was green. Netflix had good earnings, and there was some news about AI investment. This was all green. In the morning was just a little bit. Um, Let me pull it how the morning was. Let me just get to the Discord. I am gonna pull it how it was. I think we had it this morning. Okay, this time it was in the morning. As you can see in the morning, this was all uh, bearish, but there was no really there was nothing going on here. So what happened ultimately? The market went to the bigger time frames, so it tried to push down, but it couldn't push down because there was no power here. And then it ended up going up, and then we ended up having with a range, and then at the close it came down. Uh, but we can talk that about that. But in any case, what I was trying to say, it's like when the 5 minutes, it's in high risk. As we see, it's in high risk. I don't even proceed anywhere because I have to wait for my 5 minutes. Come, my 5 minutes. I have to wait my 5 minutes to give me directions. And we see there's no directions here. There's none here. There's none here. Well, this one here, 30 minutes has directions, but we saw it was more overextended. This is what we saw. It was more overextended here. It was more overextended here. But you notice also right now we are having that a triangle there. We're having this one here. This is a warning. It's telling us we are trying to transition from bearish to bull. This is a warning also telling us that we might change. And also notice the RSI. The RSI is coming out of oversold. It's going up. So it come here, hit neutral, but it's going out. It seems like it's going out of bearish territory. But until that happens, who knows? Uh, but we can look at 15 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Those are your uh, those are your uh, the triangles. Now we can go back at 15 minutes, update 15 minutes. The green arrow. We have a call. That's a call. We came out from transitions to green, and the only thing that is missing here is a buy. It's a buy signal. So these candles, they are not yellow, but they are green. But we're missing one thing. This is still in the bear. Oh, 15. This is 15. So 15. So it came out of bear territory, as you can see. Now it's in neutral. So we come here, we say it's in neutral, and there's no high risk. So still there's nothing. All this which is waiting, it's waiting for this to change to bull territory. It's waiting for this to change to sell, to buy, and green. But we don't have that yet. So we don't have that yet. So we wait. There's no hurry. Uh, we wait. It's gonna give it to us. We come here. Come here. This is your 10 minutes. Remove, remove this. Remove this. So it give us a buy, but it's the candles are yellow. It give us a call. So we go to 10 minutes. It's a buy and green. Where is buy? No, not yet. I need to add that, but the candles are green. The background it's changing to you can see the background here. It's changing to green. We have a call here, so it's green. We have a call. They we still have the green big arrow. Now this changed back to yellow. We have to wait for the candles to close. Is it in the bear territory? No, it came out of bear territory, and now it's in neutral territory. So we do neutral territories. So we are good so far. So far so good. That's 10 minutes. We go to 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes still in high risk. So we might not be able to do anything. Still in high risk. But remember, we talked about this. You see a resistance or a support with the green, with the blue, whatever. That means it's a significant resistance or support. So we're gonna wait and see how it's gonna behave here, whether it's gonna break through this or not. But you have to decide what you do. Because some people wanna do break, retest, break. Some people just wanna do break. So you have to know what, how you trade, whether you wait for the confirmation or retest or whatever it's called retest. But we can see here, this is your RSI. It's in bullish territory. RSI, it's bullish territory. So we're still waiting. This is 5 minutes. It's oh shit, no. This is neutral. This was green. So I was doing the wrong one. This is green. Green call triggers big arrow. This is changed to bull territory. Is something wrong? So you come over here, it's still that's the resistance we are saying it's very strong. So this is the thing. You have to have your you have to have your you have to have your trend chart, which is this. And you have to have your EMA chart. You see the EMA showing you what's going on, exactly what's going on. But the trend chart, it usually doesn't tell you exactly what's going on, but you can see. You can see this candle is very small. But we know this is a strong resistance. The channel is telling us we are going down. And if you come to your EMA chart, you can see exactly what's going on. This is a very very strong resistance. There's this. There is your 250. This is your 250. That's your 250, that's your 50, that's your VWAP. So that's somehow a strong resistance. So even if it's gonna break it, it's not gonna break it in the first trial. And you can see those candles. But what I want to show you, it's like so once you fill all these, you have to come here to your trader's dashboard. You have to put the date also. You have to do the date. Once you do the date, everything you filled from THADI tab. This is the THADI tab. It gives us that. It's automatically transferred here. This is 15 minutes. This is 10 minutes. This is 5 minutes. So once you fill this, it automatically comes here. And then this is your 2 minutes time frame. You use your 2 minutes to execute the trades. That's what I use. Yeah, you see, that's a huge resistance. That's a huge what do you call it? Rejections. Where is it? Just hold on. Let me remove this. So you can see they rejected that sucker. Oh shoot, they rejected that thing. This color means there was a power behind it. So they rejected with a lot of power. Yeah, it's a lot of power. So this brew means the bulls came with a lot of power trying to break this. They didn't have enough power. They rejected with a lot of power. You can see even the colors here has changed. Yeah, so that was a very strong resistance. But in any case, so that's why I usually says like if it's a high risk, you just move to shorter time frames. You cannot use 5, 10. You just go to a shorter time frame. So let me explain this worksheet so you can understand. So these are 2 minutes or so. Let's fill 2 minutes first. 2 minutes. This is your 2 minutes. So this is your 2 minutes. So we see this is the big arrow. It's red. There's a put here. There's a sell. We in green. Even this one here has more. This means there's more volume, and it's red. So we do red sell, red put, red arrow, RSI. RSI it's oversold here. Let me put the RSI. Let me remove this. There it is. RSI here it's oversold. So the RSI here it's not in bear territory. Is oversold. There is no high risk. So no high risk. So it starts with no high risk. Oh, yep, it's coming there. So the 2 minutes is telling you short sell. You can enter. You can enter a short sell, but the thing is, we know 30 minutes was in bear. We know 15 minutes it wasn't completed. This is not complete. This is still not complete. The only one that is telling you it's this, and it's you really cannot if you're doing if you're using the trade. You cannot just use one time frame to trade. But if you're scalping, you can use one time frame to scalp. So what you do, uh, you feel this completely the same way you are feeling the other time frames, and then it tells you what you need to do, and it will explain to you. Don't use this. Don't worry about this tool for now. We can talk more about that, but in a sense, what it's telling you, it's like before you proceed, you go to your 5 minutes EMA candles and look to see what is the last candle doing, you know. So if you're entering in a put, and the last candle before you enter into a put, it has this big wick, you're not going to go into that put, because that means there's a push back up, you know. Or if you see a big fat candle like that, you're not going to enter, because you know a big fat candle like this, 80% of the time people will take profit, and it's either goes like this or do dead cut and then go down. So you want to avoid this area. There are times like they come back to back, but you know, you have to paper trade and see what you usually do. For me, I see a big fat candle like that, I'm not going to enter unless you want to take that chance. I'm not going to enter until people takes profit and goes sideways or dead cut and then comes down. So I don't want to be holding 3, 4 candles for people taking profit or dead cut. So that's what this tells you. Go in there, what candles is there? So shooting star, hammer, inside bar, long wick candles, huge, whatever, none of the above. So that tells you, hey, look to see what you're doing. If 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 you see one of those things, you need to pause and think what you're doing. But let me now come, let me now come to explanations here. So this is what it's suggesting, and it's up to you. You can choose what you want to do. But this, once you fill all that information, this is what it's suggesting. So if you're gonna use all the time frames, that means you're gonna use 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, the 5 time frames. That will suggest a trade for you. And the time frames here, they have the, you can tell which is which because they're here. That's the 30 minutes. It's give it its name. It's give it its name. Give it its name. Give it its name. This is the 2 minutes. That's the lower time frame for exit and for entry and exit. It gives it its name. And then if you're gonna use all 5, you're gonna use this column. If you're gonna use 15, 10, 5, and 2, you're gonna use this column. If you're gonna use 10, 5, and 2, you're gonna use this column. If you are going to use only 5 and 2 minutes, you're gonna use this column. So this is the thing. You really don't need to use 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. You can change this to whatever time frames you use it. Whatever time frames you're using, you can change this. If you use 1 hour, you can change this. Whatever time frame you're using. And then when you come over here, you can change this to whatever time frames you're using. And but it's still the same. Whether you're gonna use 4 time frames, whichever time frames they are. 4, this is, sorry, this is 5, this is 4, this is 2, this is 3, this is 2 time frames. If you're gonna use that, it's up to you, whichever time frames you're gonna use. But also remember, you can change that. So you're gonna feel this as it goes. This is still not a good time. Still, you see, this is your 2 minutes. Now it gives you those triangles saying it's gonna go back. But why is it giving you that? Because Look at that week here. So that's why when you're doing this, you go here. It comes here to ask you which one. This is a long weekend. It has a big shadow. It tells you, you know what, just wait for a minute. Don't get in. Wait for a minute. For a minute. Let's see what they're trying to do. But you feel this one here. Today's not a good day to give an example because our time frame sucks. We are not giving anything. But we know this one here. This is your 30 minutes. We know it's still in a bearish. This 15 minutes. We know it hasn't decided which side it wanna go. Why? Because this the candles are yellowish. Yellowish means they are still deciding where to go. So we cannot do anything right now. And still, it's trying to go. If you look here, it came bearish. This is trying to push up, but yeah, RSI is still in bearish. So it's gonna be a good conviction trade if they're trying to put for bullish if RSI comes here. But you know, we just have to wait and see whether it's gonna be able to align itself. But we know they're trying to push up. You can tell by this call. They're trying to push up. That's 15 minutes. What is 10 minutes doing? The same thing. 10 minutes is it's in no man's. They're trying to push up also, but you see, it's still yellowish. And what is RSI doing here? That's your neutral. It's in neutral, so they're not going anywhere. Still in neutral. 5 minutes. Yeah. This was a huge resistance. It's RSI. It came from bearish to right now it's in neutral. So right now you're not making any trade right now. You're just waiting. That's the problem with this. When it's in high risk, you cannot, unless you're using 1 minute, 20 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds or so, you cannot. And if you're looking at your candles here, this is my high risk chart. It's not. We saw how the bull tried to go up, but they couldn't make it. The rejection was there. Let me go to my EMA. I have the same setup for EMA. This is 10. This is 10. Look at that. That's all your EMAs are here. This is telling you it's still very bearish, even if they're trying to push, still bearish. But anyway, this one here is still trying to separate to go up, but it's still bearish. The EMA RSI is in neutral, so there's no way we're going. That's my EMA. This is 30 minutes, still the same. Background, bearish. EMAs, all of them in the same place. But this down. RSI, it's in bearish territory. If I change the new RSI, excuse me, it's in bearish territory. So we know 30 minutes is in bearish territories. We know all these other things they're trying to push, but they're trying to push. But let me see 5 minutes. Yeah. Yep. Still in high risk. That's your resistance. Very, 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 very. The reason I have the rectangles, like you cannot really see those candles, it's because I don't want to trade when it's in high risk. So that's why I have it there. If I'm trying to trade, I see it tells me I have to look twice. So that's why it has like that. You can you can change the setting, and if you don't want to use the high risk, you know you don't have to use it. But right now, the way it looks like, it looks like bears. Bears has the bears are trying to take over. So tomorrow morning, I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see who has it. But anyway, I was trying to go through this. So just to recap, you start with your 30 minutes, and you come with your 15 minutes. You come to your 10 minutes. You come to your 5 minutes, and everything pulls here, and you do your 2 minutes, and then it will tell you what trade you should take. If you're using all 5 time frames, 4 time frames, 3 time frame, two time frames. If you're using 2 time frames, that's a very, very quick trade because you're using 5 and 10. If you're using 5 time frames, this is a trade you can stay in because the bigger time frames they are. So that's the way I do it. If I'm using this, I can hold that trade. But if I'm using this, I'm there like 3 to 5 minutes. If I'm using this, so it depends, and you can paper trade and see what you want. If because these sections automatically comes in, if you don't want to see it, you can just remove it because most of the time I can tell you that you're gonna be updating 5 minutes and your 2 minutes. 10 minutes you may update here and there, but mostly not. 15 minutes you rarely do. Keep updating. 30 minutes you update once, and it takes time before it changes. So it seems like it's a lot of work doing this, but it's really not. Once you get used to it, it's not because if you can see here, let me go back here. This is your 30 minutes. Once you do, if you updated the form, if you updated the form here, this was 3 o'clock. You don't need to update it again. You're still going out. Right now it's 10:30. So you really don't need to update that quick often. Let's go to 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you updated here. What time was it here? That was almost 3:40. So you 3:40, and maybe you're gonna come and update it here. That's 6 o'clock. So you can see what I'm saying. Once you get a good setup, you really don't need to keep updated 30, 15, and 10 because it takes time. So most of the time you're gonna spend your time here, 5 minutes, and you're 2 minutes. That's most of the time where you're gonna spend. And as I said, if you don't want to see the other one because they pull automatically, you can just remove that, pull automatically. The formulas here, there's these formulas here. Uh, they will calculate from here, even if it's hidden. So you don't need to do that. Let me see, it's protected. Let me see. I want to try something. So you try this, it starts it's protected. You try to edit this, it tells you it's protected. You try to do that, it's protected. You try to do that, it's protected. You try to do that, it's protected. So even this one here is protected. So most of the time what you're doing is just the gray part, that's what you're supposed to do. And remember, you have to put the date. If you don't put the date, it's not gonna do anything. So if we remove the date here, it's not gonna put the information. So you have to put the date. Control double column, and it tells you here. Okay, that's all for now. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna upload these. Hopefully, maybe next week I can get a good market. So what happened is today the market was opened high, and so it's just cooling. So but this is very good though. When overnight, not when overnight, when pre-market is like this, after hours it's like this, it's very good because you come here 3 in the morning. Because of the European market, it's either go up or go down. But I like seeing these overnight. And when we're about to open either 8:30 and then the market start moving, that means this is really good for the market. When you're opening in the morning, you don't want to see the market running up overnight and then comes in the morning when you open. That's when it's starting to consolidate. Let it consolidate at night, and then by the time it's coming in the morning to decide where it want to go. Okay. So I'm gonna upload these, and I'll make another one. Hopefully we can get another one where the market is not in high risk like this. Thank you.